Hi friends! Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha. Today we're going to be talking about an arc that I loved so much. I picked up a physical copy to keep on my shelves. This was not a new to me author. This is an author I have been yapping about on TikTok. I also already did a video about them over here on my YouTube channel. It's Amelia Emerson and her newest Omegaverse, A Pack for Autumn. This book, first of all, let's just take a look at her because she is so stunning. And then there's the little Felix on the back. Amelia Emerson also writes under the name Amelia Rossi for her dark mafia romances. So if you're not into Omegaverse, you can always check out her other series and other books. However, I have so far only read her Omegaverse books, and this is definitely her coziest, fluffiest Omegaverse yet. However, I still cried, okay? Don't get it twisted. Forbidden Part 1 and 2 were so dark that in times I was skipping sections because I just couldn't mentally handle it. And then Cherished, I was sobbing through most of that book. This one, cozy good vibes, okay? But also some darker, really intense themes that we should discuss as well. This series is actually going to be 4 standalones written by 2 authors. The first book, A Pack for Autumn, is obviously by Amelia Emerson. The next book is coming out really soon, A Pack for Winter. It's by Eliana Lee, and then they'll continue alternating for spring and summer next year, which I'm so excited to try and collect all of them so I can have them facing out on my shelves through every single season, and I think it's just gonna be so cute. Okay, so for this book, our female main character moves to a small town in the hopes that she will be left the heck alone. She doesn't want to deal with people anymore. She doesn't think she's good with people because of a hormone disorder, PMDD, and also having PCOS. If you have any experience with PMDD yourself, I have been diagnosed with it for years. You know that it is a hormone disorder as well as PCOS that affects people differently, but one of the main side effects is a lot of different personality changes for a week or 2 out of the month. The way I described it to my doctor when I was first getting diagnosed with it was I can see myself doing and saying things that are so out of character for me. I felt like Jekyll and Hyde. I was a monster for a week every month, and I couldn't stop myself from doing and saying things that were hurting other people. And it was a really rough time. It was a really rough time in my life until we were able to manage it with birth control and medications. So I really heavily related to our FMC's struggle of wanting to protect people around her from herself because she felt just so unreliable, kind of, and just didn't trust herself not to hurt everyone. So instead she pushed them away, which is why she gets a job in a lighthouse and hopes that no one will bother her, she'll be perfectly fine. That plan very immediately backfires because one of our alphas starts stalking her, but in a oh, this is cute and not creepy, but if it happened in real life, we'd probably be concerned and call the police. But because he's a fictional character, it was really endearing and sweet just how protective he was of her, how he had her schedule memorized, how he would be anywhere she was going to be at the same time coincidentally. It was absolutely adorable. Our second alpha had caught the scent of an Omega years and years and years ago, and he knew that that was his scented match, and he's been holding out on other Omegas since then and not forming an official bond with them. And then one day, recently, he catches that scent again and starts hunting for her. By the way, the scent is pumpkin spice. So, Pack for Autumn, if you weren't already sold on the autumn vibes, there's a lot of lattes in this, pumpkin spice, fall leaves, there's pumpkin patches, there's a harvest festival. We really got all of the best parts of autumn in this book. Our last alpha is the one that needs the most convincing. He's going through a grieving period after losing members of his family, and there's a beautiful connection between this Alpha and the Omega, who had also a few years ago lost her family. And so she's in a different spot in the grieving process than he is, but they're still able to bond over that connection of loss and trying to move on through life without the people you care about most. That was probably the section of the book that made me cry the hardest, was when they had their little heart-to-heart about their struggles and losing those people in their lives. A Pack for Autumn at its core is a very cozy Omegaverse, but that does not mean she's not spicy, okay? The way my jaw was on the frickin' floor for most of this book, I can't even explain to you. I did a vlog where I read this book and played Omegaverse bingo with myself, and I was crossing stuff off left and right because it was happening constantly. The spice in this, through the roof. Like, there were things happening in some of the first scenes of them being together that I was like, we're doing this. We're going there. It's happening. You might need to Google some things and do it at home and not out in public, because you don't want the internet search history to be available to everyone. That stuff was wild, okay? I had such a good time with this book. I cannot wait to reread it. It's definitely going to be something I reread every year seasonally, maybe even not seasonally if I'm just in the mood for a little cozy Omegaverse. I can't wait to collect all the other ones in this series as they come out, and I hope you enjoy it as well. The one thing I didn't mention, one of my favorite characters, is the little cat, who's kind of the unofficial official town mayor and gets up to so many shenanigans and hijinks, and I just love him so much. His name is Felix, which is really ironic because our little Felix is also like a little cat boy in Stray Kids, so it just felt really great. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you there for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!